the finale. Today, we are wrapping up our entire Vegas trip. Here's our $10,000 progress. We need to make $1,900, but wait, I played a private game with Casino King, Branson, all of them. We made $1,100, so that means today I have to make $800 to make our $10,000, or I go home a loser. Will I go home a loser? Stay tuned until the end to find out. I played my most favorite hand that I've ever played in today's session. You don't want to miss it. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, welcome back everyone. Diving right into it with King, Queen of Clubs. We are under the gun +1. We open it up to $25 and get 1, 2, 3 callers, so going 4 ways to a board. Right away, some multi-way action with some guys. Definitely only want to be saying that sentence in regards to poker, but onto the first hand. The board comes Jack 10-4 with 2 hearts, so we've only got an open-ended straight draw, not even a backdoor flush draw. The first player, the big blind, now just leads out for $40. Definitely pretty weird. I decided to just make the call here, and one more player makes the call while the button makes the fold. So not really sure what he's donking out on this flop with. Maybe a massive draw like 8-9 of hearts, but definitely feel like you should check raise here because, you know, 2 high cards, pretty good for me. I probably would have c-bet this board and he easily could have raised, but nonetheless, going to a turn. And bank right away the ace of spades. You guys know I love Resorts World. I already can't wait to come back next year. And even better, the big blind looks at his chip stack and says, you know what, I'm all in, $250. Alright, with a player behind, you could see his chip stack. I think he has around $800 to $900. I don't want to scare him off, but I mean, anything we do at this point looks extremely strong. A flat call, an all in. But I decide flat calling is the best route. Seems like it doesn't matter because the other player snap folds. Going to a river, he does not show his hand. I guess we just don't want a board pair or a heart. Looks clean, the 9 of clubs. My opponent shows his hand, and it's a chop. Ugh, anticlimactic. We win a little bit, but on to the next hand. Alright, time for one of the more interesting hands that I've played in a while. We look down at ace-8 of diamonds on the button. I straddle to $10, so under the gun +1 opens it up to $35. It folds to me. We definitely could 3-bet, but beautiful hand to just flat call here on the button, and actually both the blinds make the call, which is very interesting. So we're going 4 ways to a board of ace-3-7 all clubs. Okay, very interesting. On the button here, I'm happy to have position because I'm not sure if I'm best, not sure what to do, but the action does check to me. The initial raiser could be checking something like ace-king with the king of clubs, as he's got this board completely dominated. So probably best to check this one back, but what do? I bet $60. As you guys know from my last video, I tend to have the solver up when I'm playing and just say fuck that. GT, fuck no. I gotta make some t-shirts, should probably coin that phrase, nobody steal it. But nonetheless, both blinds fold and the initial raiser makes the call, so still could have some of those ace-king, king of clubs, but some of the hands I guess that he could have that we're targeting would be kings with the king of clubs, queens with the queen of clubs, as we're ahead, but they've got plenty of outs, but let's just see the turn. The turn is the jack of diamonds. Another hand he could have is jacks with the jack of clubs, so not the best turn in the world. He also could have ace-jack, and now he's just never folding. So when he checks to me, what should I do? Let's hear it. Drum roll, please. I should check. So what do? Let's hear it. Drum roll, please. I bet $115. Okay. No surprise to see that my opponent makes the call once again. All right. Going to a river, which is the deuce of clubs. Okay. Now my opponent checks it to me for the 3rd time. Alright, so this entire time I was saying he probably has a high club in his hand, and that's what we were targeting. And now, what would that give him? A flush. Probably the nuts or the 2nd or 3rd nut flush. So, after this check, what should I do? I should check it back, right? What do, huh? I bet $275. And oh my goodness, my opponent snap folds, but look what he folded.
Nah, I had you the whole way.
Ace deuce suited, so we were actually betting for value on the flop and the turn. He actually rivered a better hand, and when I should have checked back, he would have won, but I decided to fire again, and look at that, max value. Yeah, I'm sure you guys learned a lot in this hand, so on to the next hand.
No, you did have me on the
yeah.
Right?
Maybe.
You would check back if you didn't have a public.
I would check without a club, wouldn't I? Little does he know, we wouldn't. Like I said, I'm sure you guys learned a lot in that one, so maybe you can learn some more in this one. There's a button straddle to 10. It folds around to me. I decide to limp, and now the button bumps it up to $40. So I decide to flick in the call. Beautiful hand here, and bam, 2 pair. Nice. Setting ourselves up for a nice little pot here. Hoping he's got ace king, ace queen, we can get the max. It will be a little bit tough because on a rainbow board like this, if we set up a check raise, it's going to look extremely strong. There's really not many hands I could have here. So when I check and he throws out a bet of $25, I actually decide to play this one a little bit sneaky, hoping the turn brings in something very dicey and we can put in our check raise on the turn. So I just put in the $25 and bang, that's exactly what happens. The 4 of diamonds bringing in so many combo draws. I think he'll keep betting if he did stab with something like king, queen of diamonds. And obviously still could have those super strong hands like ace, king, ace, queen. So I check it over to him, hoping he bets out like 50, 60, 75, 80, and I can put in a big raise. Maybe we can get all the money in now. But unfortunately, our plans are soiled when he checks back. When you're planning to check raise, the other guy's got a bet. So going to the river, which is the 9 of clubs. Now, I think we should just lead out here and make it big, where he'll just be super confused, have to put in the money with any ace. So I bet $120, not the biggest, definitely could go like 175, 200, but my opponent hops in the tank for a really long time. It appears he's got some kind of value, debating that hero call down, and after a long time, he folds. Ugh, sucks to make a big hand like this and not get like any money, but hey, that's poker. On to the next one. And I mean, would it be an ace poker vlog if I didn't throw in, oh, I missed some suited connectors. Wait, what is 5 deuce to? Oh yeah, I forgot I played that hand. We whiffed. Let's get into the next one. Back to king queen suited of clubs again. This time we are in the under the gun $10 straddles from all over today. The next player calls, and then the next player bumps it up to 40. The player after that calls, it folds all the way back to me. Definitely could put in the call, going 3 ways out of position. Not really the best. Gotta put some of these king queen suited, queen jack suited, 9-10 suited if you're a sicko like me in your 3 betting range. So please, I bump it up to $160. The initial raiser makes the call and the other player makes the fold. So we're going heads up, massive pot here. Jack 9-5 rainbow. Okay, we've got ourselves a hot steamy gutter, and that is literally it. Could decide to check here, as I might with aces and kings, so to have air in that range is pretty good as well, but I also may c-bet on the smaller side, so also nice to have air in there as well. So I make it $80. This is the exact same sizing as I would choose with aces and kings, but my opponent seems to not give a fuck. He cuts out chips, raises it to $250, and hey, the 3 betting and betting the flop when you've got air sometimes does not work out. It's part of the game. It's all right. Would have been a really weird spot if we did have aces and kings and queens, but obviously just going to throw this one in the muck. All right, seems I keep saying this, but have yet another interesting hand, this time with the good old pocket sevens. We're in the small blind. There's a $10 under the gun straddle. An under the gun +1 min opens to $20. And then the player right after him makes it 60. Are we going to keep going? Is the next guy going to raise? But it gets back to me. I decide to cold call the $60. I've said this in a previous vlog. I rarely ever cold call. Like, you should never be cold calling. The initial raiser, the blinds could squeeze, and boom, there's our $60 gone. As well as even if our cold call gets through and either anybody else calls or everyone else folds, we're out of position. So just a major disadvantage. But hey, I do it. And both the straddle and the initial raiser make the call. So we're going 4 ways in a 3-bet pot. Massive $250 to the flop. And it comes 4, 5, 6 rainbow. Wow. Definitely going to try to set up a check raise here. And like I said, heads up, or not too many people in the hand and you've got a strong hand, it's definitely not the best idea to check raise, as you're not really repping much, but multi-way, definitely want to put the pressure on here. While I do think sevens are the best hand, and if not, we've got plenty of outs that we can improve, but putting on the pressure is the right play here, I think. So I started off with a check, and now the straddler just donks right out into the initial raiser. He bets $125. And now when it's back on the initial raiser, he starts cutting out his chips, counting his chips, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do if he raises here. He probably should raise with aces and kings, but after a long time, he does just decide to put in the call, so even more incentive now for us to squeeze it up, try to go heads up to the turn, get it all in now, or get everyone to fold. I go big, I make it $450, the straddle folds pretty quickly, and now it's back on the initial raiser who hops back into the tank, and again, like his decision on this first bet, I don't know what he's got. I don't know what he's thinking about. A jam would be absolutely disgusting. Would be pretty obvious that he's got aces or kings, and we're just going to need to gamble it up. But after the longest time, he decides to fold, showing a 4 face up. Okay, I guess I hate the raise because what does he have? He's probably drawing dead. But interesting to note that he min-raised opened after the straddle with a 4. Okay, we're on a good table. Let's strap in. Let's win some money. Let's get to our 10K challenge, baby. Now we head to one of my favorite games of all time, the PLO double board bomb pot. We each put in $20, and we see an above average looking flop of 8-8-3, and on the top 9-4-5. So we've got trips with not a full house yet, but on the top we've got top pair, so decently good here. It checks to me, I decide to bet out for $60, and just the 2 players after me make the call. Everyone else folds. We see some pretty good turn cards. On the top, we turn a whole lot of nothing, a gutter, but on the bottom, we turn the top full house. The only thing we're losing to is pocket queens. Just unlikely with us holding a queen, there's only 2 left. So now I bet out for just $125. Don't want to scare anyone off with this board just completely crushed. The player to my left calls, and then the next player raises to $600. We're sitting pretty deep, as you see in the bottom left, so I think there's only one thing to do here. I decide to go all in. The next player folds and the other player snap calls. So we're going to 2 runouts here. Massive pot. Maybe we can scoop this entire thing if we hit a jack on the top. Maybe a 9. Maybe he also has queen 8 and we're somehow good with a 9. The top river is a king. Not good at all. The bottom is clean. We only have a pair of 9s there. So if somebody somehow had like jack, jack, queen 8, we're getting quartered. We show our hands. We've got the same hand, except get a load of this. I'm confused. I'm like, oh yeah, chop, we have the same hand. Until I look over and I realize he has pocket 10s with his hand. So it is that nightmare scenario we just talked about. He has 10-10, queen 8. He wins the top with a pair of damn 10s. Ladies and gentlemen, that means that I get 25% of this entire pot. I lose a massive chunk here. Things were going so swimmingly. I love this game. Thought we had the nuts. We had a crazy hand and we wind up getting quartered. I guess that's the great game of PLO. Do you guys like these double word bomb pots? Let me know down below, and let's head to the next hand. For the next hand, we look down at ace 10 of diamonds. There's an open in middle position to 20. We decide to 3-bet it to $80, and he puts in the call. So we're going heads up to a board of king 3-6 with 1 diamond. Besides us having a backdoor diamond draw and a boatload of nothing, this is just going to be a much better board for us as the pre-flop aggressor. So when he checks to me, going to continue here for $55. If I've got a triple barrel, then I've got a triple barrel. Let's see what happens. He puts in the call, going to the turn, which is the queen of diamonds. If I could handpick one single turn card, this would probably be it instead of an ace or anything like that. We've got a royal flush draw. Pretty damn good. He checks to me, and I think that this is a picture-perfect overbet turn spot. We're going to have a lot of strong hands, going to want to deny equity. If I had ace king, king queen, king jack, all those types of hands, I would probably do the same as well as aces. I decided to go big. I make it $350. My opponent's sitting on a lot over there. You see his chip stack. He's got like 1,600 chips. He's a vlog watcher, seems to be pretty good at the game, seems like he knows what he's doing, so he knows I could be doing this as a bluff as well. It's either I've got this stone cold nuts or I've got a massive draw or just doing this with absolute air and I'm a sicko, but after the longest time my opponent thinks, he thinks, and he decides to fold a king face up. Definitely not the worst result, so I of course show him the 10 right back. Wouldn't mind a call, wouldn't mind a jam. I'm happy to get that in there. Let's head to the next hand. All right, strap in. Time for the hand of the night. And honestly, pretty crazily, probably one of the most fun hands I have ever played. And you guys will see why once the hand is complete. Super, super happy with how I played this. And contrary to popular belief, and I know I joke around, you guys will actually learn a little bit of something in this hand, I think. We'll see. Let's just get into it. We're on the button with ace king offsuit. There's a $10 straddle and the cutoff opens to $35. You guys can't see it. It's a little bit out of frame. We're going in for that 3-bet. We make it $110. Folds over to the cutoff and he makes the call. Going heads up to a board of jack 9-4 rainbow. Pretty bad. Similar situation to when we 3-bet king queen earlier. The board was, I think, almost the exact same. I think jack 9-5 or something like that. We had a gutter. This time we've got literally nothing except for ace high. No backdoor flush draws, literally nothing. When he checks it to me, definitely could check and take a free card, but I down bet here to $55. Would do the exact same with aces and kings. Hate to beat down that bush. You guys know it. You guys have heard that a million times, but I make it $55. And now the cutoff check raises here to $210. And now let's stop and take a look at this for a second. I really want to go deep into this and kind of just tell you guys my thoughts and just a little bit about things that I've learned over the years. Let's look at the board again. Jack 9-4 rainbow. What strong hands are my opponent going to have here? Pocket jacks, pocket nines, jack 9 suited. That is literally it. I don't even think pocket fours is one, going to open, and two, let alone call a massive 3-bet. So when he's got 3 combinations of hands, he definitely could have some queens, kings, aces, traps, but I just don't think so, and let alone why would they raise that, which brings me to my next point. Why would any of those hands raise this flop? I am going to have all of the aces, all of the kings, all of the queens, ace jack suited, queen 10 suited. So yes, I guess you could get some value, but you do put the risk of me folding if you raise your pocket jacks, pocket nines, jack 9 suited. Blah. I don't want to get all too deep into this jargon, but the bottom line after all of that is I don't believe him. I do not believe that he's got a strong hand here. I think he's just trying to feel out with some type of garbage. So I decide to actually make the call here, $210 with ace high. I'm putting my foot down. I am not effing scared. We've been sitting at the table for hours and hours and hours. This guy has seen me be super aggressive, been all in so many times, been putting people to the test so many times. He's seen that overbet with the ace 10 suited. Maybe he thinks that I'm just going crazy, c-betting, 3-betting, all these different types of hands. And after I did this audio, I realized it was 25 bucks extra. So this was actually a massive check raise. Nonetheless, let's head to the turn. Hopefully we can hit an ace or a king, make things a little bit easier. But no, it's a 4, which is actually a really good card because thinking about it, one of the hands he could have is pocket fours. Like I said, didn't think that they would open and call a 3-bet, but if they did, or if he would do that, now the extra 4 on the turn is making it so much less likely that he has a set. And now it would counterfeit if he had jack 9. And now really the 2 only strong hands he could have are pocket jacks and pocket nines. Feeling really good in this spot, and even better when he decides to check it over to me. Kind of confirms my suspicions that he was just taking a stab, maybe with something like king queen suited himself, queen 10 suited. Could even have something like pocket 5s, pocket 6s, pocket 7s, all the way through 8s. He could even have pocket 10s in this spot and just check raising the flop to see where he's at, trying to get me off ace king or just trying to feel out what I have. But nonetheless, not going to be betting here, just going to take the free card and check back. So we're going to the river, which is a 6. The only thing that's bad is if he has pocket 6s, but feeling really good about this spot. I think ace high is going to be good a large portion of the time. And now here comes my favorite part of this entire hand. My opponent now bets out for $200. You guys see my stack in the bottom left. We do have enough chips where I do think if we jam here, we can get him off something like pocket 5s, pocket 7s, pocket 8s. Maybe could even get him to fold if he did have ace jack, king jack, queen jack. So I think for quite some time, and I decided to go all in. I'm loving this play. Super fearless today. Starting to feel really comfortable at these tables and feeling out these awesome spots. And, you know, just situations where if something doesn't make sense, I'm going to attack it. I'm going to go after it. And that's a really big thing to feel comfortable about before you move up in stakes. And as you guys know, as I'm playing in Hustler in a few weeks, 10, 20, 40, I've got to feel comfortable at 2-5 before I can go and play 10, 20, 40. So I felt really happy about this move. Definitely happy to see that my opponent does not snap call. And he actually only thinks for a short amount of time before making the fold. We get it through. We put our nuts on the table, baby. We show that ace king. Show everybody I'm not here to fuck around. I'm here to play. A couple people were like, oh, wow, nice play. Feels really good to get this one through. Let me know what you guys think down below, and if you guys are confirming some of my thoughts, or if you just think I'm batshit fucking crazy, that's fine. And let's head to the next hand.
Oh, we did it. We did it. I could cry right now. I set out on a grind to make $10,000 playing 2-5 and 5-10 out here. All the full numbers will be up here. How many sessions, how many hours, I don't know. I'm way too tired to figure that out. We did it with 2 days to spare in the trip. Thank you, God. Thank you guys so much for supporting my content. It means the world to me. With all of your guys' support, I was able to, land my poker org job. I don't think I would have been able to do that without having a social presence and, showing proof of my videos and, how well they do. So for real, from the bottom of my heart, you guys have changed my life, and that sounds crazy because you guys just watch my videos and comment and like, and some of you guys even go further and, reach out to me and, message me and, say that you really like my content. But it's so crazy that you guys just soaking in content and hopefully enjoying it has changed my life completely. Like, I was a nobody. I had no direction in life. I had no idea what I wanted to do, what I was gonna be when I grew up. I just knew that there was big things in store, and I don't want to tear up or anything, but I love this shit. I love you guys. I love making these vlogs, and about to get emotional on here on my outro, but fuck, man, I love this shit. It's a grind, and nobody knows besides me how much work I put into this crap, and hopefully it shows, because some of my days out here have looked like I wake up, I go to work for Poker Org for 8 hours, and then I come, I play a session out here for 4 or 5 hours, and then I go home and edit, and I get a few hours of sleep. But I love it. I love the grind. Thank you guys for supporting me. Again, I would not be able to be who I am without you guys. So just a little heartfelt thank you. And I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I love you guys. Thank you so much.